Everybody, my name is Jennifer Squires and here we make, paint, create, sew and have fun. So today I thought I would do a tour of my workspace. Also is my bedroom, but I thought I'd show you around where I keep things, how I organise things and how it's currently working for me at the moment. So we're going to start off here. This is the entry door to my bedroom. Keep my onesies hung up on the back of the door. Directly behind the door I keep my laminator, all of the papers and things I use for making and binding books, and a green screen. I'm still yet to figure out how to use it, but you know, I got it for clearance for $10 from Kmart, so I thought why not. This is my, what I call my tidy desk, so no really messy things. So this is more drawing and other kinds of items. So I've got papers, some organisational bits here. I've got some stamps I use for book binding, fidget cubes. I've got these everywhere, they're really helpful. A corner rounder, a little remote for the LED lights which we've got roped around the TV, some more bag of lollies, some selected varnishes and liquid latex. Here I have washi tape, my erasers and pencil sharpeners. This mysteriously goes missing, almost everything in here, quite a lot, so I have to restock it. I have here some different tarot card sets that I have made, and some just bits that my kids give me that they feel is, quite urgent and important for me to have. A bottle of PVA glue and slime. I also have this kind of catch-all disc with more fidgets here. This piece I want to make a silicone mold of and cast some, because I think this would look really good on a Viking apron dress. There's also some small change in here. Now the drawers for this desk are as follows. This is my daughter's cell phone. She has to hand that in on Sunday, so she doesn't get to use it on Sundays, so that she can get her chores done and not just have her face buried in a screen. But these are my alcohol markers of various types. So I've got knockoff Copics, Sharpies, brush pens. These are all my fine liners. These are all my Posca markers and knockoff Posca markers. These are just ballpoint pens, correction tape, glue sticks. These are the scissors, sticky tape, and these are more my drawing supplies, so my different charcoal pencils, different levels of graphites, erasers, things like that, charcoal, white gel tip pens for highlights and things like that. That's all that's in this drawer. In this drawer we have, this is also another kind of junk drawer catch-all type thing. We've got various tools of, I was looking for this, screwdrivers, jewellery making pliers, the remote to the air conditioner which is in the children's room, because if I left it in there it would be on, a bajillion degrees or very, very cold, and so it's gets turned on in the evening if it's a particularly warm evening with a timer, so that by the time they wake up it's already turned off, so it's not left on all night and using too much electricity. So that lives here. I have some stickers and nail varnish tools, some MHA postcards I got in an anime grab bag at Armageddon one year, some, what are they called, wax seal stamps. This one I purchased off Wish, this one from Kmart, and this one my brother 3D printed for me because I love Taskmaster. We've got beads. This is my big fluffy brush for gold leafing, with all of my gold leafing supplies in this pouch here. And this rock, I want to figure out how to carve it and colour it, because I want to turn this one into Kelly's runestone from the Hobbit trilogy. Now going down underneath this desk I have overflow stationery items, so different markers, extra pencils, sticky tape, things like that, stuff that if the kids run out of and they need it for school, it's okay to get it from this box because they know where it is. We've got a brush roll, some sticky tape, another tripod, boxes of COVID tests because we are in a household, a multi-generational household of 8 people, so 4 adults and 4 children, so this is where they live because everybody knows where they are and everyone can come and get one, but usually I'm the one that does everybody's tests for them because our household, it works in ways. My sister is more the financial officer, my husband is more, he's in charge of cleaning and stuff like that. I am, they call it the keeper of the whatnots and the knower of things. So how do I make this? Do you have a screwdriver? Do you have thumbtacks? Do you have sticky tape? The shower head's got a crack. Do you have glue? Those kinds of little bitty bits I have. Here is my art bag. These are all of my jewelry making supplies. It's my label maker, which is one of the best Christmas gifts I ever got. So my jewelry making supplies, so they've got fish hook earrings, brooch backings, keyring pieces, jump rings. I don't know what it's called, but the weird thing that they put at the end of jelly string that you squish together so that the string doesn't fall off. These are all of my books for historical costume making, and this is my backpack. This is another historical costume making book. Here is all of my filming equipment. I have tons of different kinds of microphones that I've purchased from various places. Nothing seemed to work until I had to actually contact the maker of my cell phone and say, can I actually plug a microphone into this, because that's what it was marketed to me as, and they said no, not that particular model. So I have all of these microphones. I have nothing. So when my phone finally kaputs, I'll get a phone that I can actually plug a microphone into, and then my audio should get substantially better. But until then, it is what it is. I have my paper trimmer. Here I have a tabletop easel with a drawer, some extra books for school that my oldest has got stored here. They don't get tempted to turn it into sketchbooks. On the other side, this is more of a catch-all thing, but there's more fidgets. Willow got this at Christmas. She stores it here when she's not playing with it because, they share a bedroom with everybody else and everybody wants to touch. I have a gallon of PVA glue and a box of something that I'm storing there, but I can't figure out. Oh, that's hair clips that I've made out of polymer clay. So that's this side of the room. Here this is more of a catch-all display. These are things everyone can help themselves to with permission. So there's cotton buds, ibuprofen, paracetamol, so they can take those kinds of things with supervision. This is my basket of toiletries and things like that. So that's what lives here. If you're hearing a lot of noise of children, that's because behind this wall right here is the children's bedroom. This is my awesome helmet. I bought at Armageddon and I'm so chuffed with it. I just have to find an excuse to wear it more often, but it's real metal and it comes with this cool display stand. So this is my little baby dragon, which my youngest Doreen has called Franklin. I think one of my oldest two bought this from me at a thrift store because an owl is my favorite animal, because they're silent hunters and they are really good mothers, which is everything I strive to be in life. Leftover resin chips, so when I pour resin, if I have an excess, I'll just pour it into a little mold, and Doreen plays with these all the time. She calls them nubbins. Willow got this trophy at prize giving last year. It's for kindness, for staying behind after school voluntarily to help other kids, staying in at lunchtime to help other students, helping teachers, helping new teachers helping kids who are having trouble with something that maybe it's something Willow excels at, taking the time to explain it to them instead of getting frustrated that this person is lagging behind. I have my polymer clay all here, all of my watercolors and gouache, all of my acrylic paint here. This is what I call little craft, and this is what I call big craft. Now, how I classify the difference between the two is big craft is something that I might need to put newspaper down on the table for, because it's something that might get messy. This I could do in an armchair, I could do it in the car, things like that. And down here is my book binding supplies, so it's what I use to stitch the pages together, the small sketch pads itself that I use to bind into books, stamps, chip brush, things like that. Here are all of the books that I have bound together. So I have A6 and A5 sizes. This is a plastic skull decoration from Halloween, which my daughter calls Oscar, and now apparently all skulls are called Oscar. So there's that. And down here is just shipping supplies, because I plan to one day maybe open my own web store to sell the books that I have bound, but I'm in no rush. But I'm happy to sell them to you if you contact me through email. Alright, in the wardrobe here, down on this lower half is my husband's, mine, and my youngest daughter Doreen's, how we store all our clothing, so that's what this is. Right here is things that I have made out of polymer clay that are all packaged up for ready for sale. So there's some planchettes from a Ouija board. These are earrings, key rings, things all ready for sale. I was going to sell them at a school fair last year, but I had to go to the ER because I thought I had a brain hemorrhage. I didn't, thankfully. Sword storage, there's a large bolt of fabric there, leather storage, and some small jars and things right there. Alright, so above this storage here we have a toolbox who is yet to have anything stored in it. I have some gnomes. I really love these little Swedish gnomes. My daughter calls them pajama gnomes. More shipping supplies. I have just veiled resin castings and just little chips and overflow bits. I have just a little lockbox, all of my silicone molds for resin making, all of the mixing cups, measuring tools and things like that for resin making, all of the things to mix into resin, so micas, glitters, dried flowers, things like that. That's what lives in here. This is my respirator, it's my flower press. This is a phone jail, and it has a padlock, so when they are grounded or they're not doing their chores when they are supposed to, and these are chores they know are expected of them, they are written out and posted in public areas. Everybody knows what's expected of them. They have alarms set on the Amazon Echo, so everyone knows what's expected of them. And if they're reminded frequently throughout the day, and if their chores don't get done, then they'll lose their phone until the job is completed, and that's where it goes. Up here, sewing machine, more gnomes, iron, half finished cosplays, false flowers, a fake rabbit that looks like it's made of moss, diffuser, makeup, I don't know how to use it, and just more board games and card games. Here is my canvas storage, and then all behind here, all of the little freebies and stuff that would go with a book if I ever sold one. Some more hat storage. My ring light I have permanently set up here with another table top easel which my husband brought me from the thrift store, and it fits this size canvas beautifully. A half finished cosplay which you will see hopefully around August-ish time. I'm making a Pokemon corset as part of a larger cosplay for Armageddon August. This is what I call the messy desk. This is a desk that I know is going to get messy. I know it's going to get stained. It's going to have stuff all over it. And it's okay to happen on this desk, because it is just one of those trestle tables that fold in half like a picnic table type deal. I have my resin here, mostly because I haven't put it back up there. This is part of another cosplay. It is a sword which I attached a bubble wand to, because I wanted to pass weapons check. All of my alcohol inks, these silicone cookie sheets I got from Kmart, which I use to put on my desk when I'm doing resin work. So if there's spillage, I'll just leave it here, let it set, then I can just peel it off, and then I put it in the little container with all the other little scraps and bits. Some paint brushes. That's my Peace Lily, my absolute ride or die favorite set of paints, which is the Mungyo professional watercolor paints. It's a tray of 48 I saved for a while, and that was quite inexpensive. I have a cutting mat, and I have these 2 pieces of A4 MDF here, which I use to level if I'm putting casting coasters and things like that. It's my jar of dice, all the different dice that I have made. And going down here, all of this stuff here is my husband, so I'm not going to go into that. This is all of my sketchbook, some smaller canvases, and some smaller books that I'm slowly filling in. Down here are all of my sewing patterns, and I keep my sewing envelopes laminated in a binder, and I'll flip through it like a catalogue, and then I can come through over here and be like, okay, yes, I need, Simplicity 7730, grab it out, and everything is in there. And next to it is larger sketchbooks, the Book of Shadows, the mechanical keyboard that I'm working on, sewing supplies, fabric, finished sewing projects, more fabric. This is a tub that I use when I'm potting up plants, but in between when it's been used, it's stored there all cleaned out. So I've got some sewing box on there. I have a case right there that I keep my large ring light in when it's not in use. This is my swatch board. I swatch all of my art supplies to stick it up here because it's easy to reference and it just looks really, really cool. All of these paintings along here are paintings that I've done. That one was done by my oldest. This is a diamond art painting by my sister. These are all pieces that I bought off Etsy by an artist called Art with M. Her name is Emily. She lives in England. She's phenomenally talented. I'll link her below. You really should go check it out. This is a 3D print of an axolotl. It's articulated. It printed in all in one piece, but it wiggles and moves, and it's the coolest little thing. My brother printed it for me, but he called it a fail print because the top of the fronds of the axolotl didn't quite print properly. This is my zip tie headpiece with roses, my Festival delle Muerte mask that I made. This is my version of Starry Night, but I have the TARDIS in there. So if you know, you know. The cacti shelf, which you are slightly familiar with, it should come out just before this one, and some other flowery headpieces, and this one I made right after watching Midsummer. So this, and here, it's my bed where me and my husband sleep. Television. DVDs live there. We do stream Netflix and stuff like that, but if the apocalypse hits and the Wi-Fi crashes, I will be a place of entertainment, so I am prepared. But yes, this is my workspace, my room. Yes, this is where I make a majority of all of my videos. So, this is where I do everything, where I make everything. So if you like what you see, or you have any suggestions of what you want to see, please leave it in the comments below. Like, comment, subscribe. Here is my Pokemon trainer code if you want to play Pokemon Go with me. And I will see you in another video. Bye!